Hello everyone, welcome back. I've been thinking about Tina Turner a lot lately. In particular, one song that she sang called River Deep kept coming to my attention. So I thought, well, let's see who needs to hear about Tina. Who can relate to Tina's life. And of course involve some tarot in the mix. But started out from me hearing that tune in my head, and then from there I went and I dug a little deeper. But first, let's just talk about, or let's think about when we think of Tina, God rest her soul, we always think about her experience being battered. That popular movie, the scenes throughout the movie come to mind. That's our first, I think most of us think of that when we think of Tina, and then her music, and then her legacy of everything good that came after. But as we judge her, as I know I used to when I watched the movie years ago when I was younger and it came out and it was all a buzz. I remember watching and thinking, like, how could she stay? Why would she allow that treatment? Especially having children in that environment. But after living, life and having similar experiences, I can say that it's how she could allow such treatment, or how she could stay, is absolutely linked to a lower self-worth and a feeling of self-sacrificing for others. And I think that song River Deep is linked to that. I could actually feel the emotion through that song. I felt her emotions, and exactly, if you listen to it and you can resonate with it, especially if you're an empath, even if you've not gone through that experience, just listening to her and really, really feeling her emotions through that song, she explains why she went through it and why she put up with it. So she was very smart. She understood how things could escalate into a deadly situation with domestic violence. Sometimes not fighting back is your survival. It depends on the moment, and it takes an unbelievable amount of inner strength not to fight back in order to prevent a situation from escalating, especially when children are involved, especially when they are around. So it's easy to sit back and judge and think, well, why would you put yourself through that? Why wouldn't you fight back? Unless you are in that situation, then you can't understand, and you wouldn't know the human instincts that come into, that get into gear for you to survive in that moment, basically. But however, there was one scene in that movie, I think that every woman or every bullied person, or person that went through domestic violence, cheered on when she had that white suit and she used that heel as effectively and efficiently as anyone ever used the heel in their life. And I, for one, was like, yes. I just really, oh my God, he had it coming to him. I was cheering her on. I was so happy for her. So she did eventually fight back. However, like I said, she listened to her inner instinct. She listened to the time, to fight back. And yeah, so that was a moment that I'm glad they included in the movie as well. But she was a phenomenal woman aside from the using the heel. She did her own thing. She sang rock versus the typical sound of like the Supremes or other girl groups at the time, where the focus was on a daintier vocal, voice, singing voice. She used that deep, voice, like and with lots of emotion. She didn't hold back. She didn't stay in a woman's place with her voice. I think she allowed her voice to speak for all the times where she didn't or wasn't able to be herself and express herself fully. She broke completely out of that. And she was very authentic with the raspiness in her voice as well. It was unapologetic and I loved it. Tina was definitely divine, a divine feminine. And for a woman that was told she wouldn't be anything without him, look at how she took off after him. After he was removed from her life, it's like she exploded with success. It was just beautiful. Her world opened up. It was like she could finally be her and all her beauty and all her authenticity. And her story really, really was a spiritual journey. I think that it is an example of, and it embodies a spiritual journey if ever there was one. Definitely, absolutely. So a few lines that I kept, that I'll focus on here from River Deep was when she says, when I was a little girl, I had a rag doll, the only rag doll I've ever owned. Now I love you just the way I love that rag doll, but only now my love has grown. And it gets stronger in every way, and it gets deeper, let me say. And then she says later, do I love you, oh my, oh how I love you, baby, 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 baby. And then she says later on, did you have a puppy that always followed you around? Well, I'm going to be as faithful as that puppy. No, I'll never let you down. And Tina meant that. Tina felt that because she had a lot of childhood traumas. She was carrying a lot of, she wanted to be to someone else what she always needed, and she wasn't provided. Someone loyal to her. Someone that would not let her down. And she was absolutely trying to be that for someone despite abuse. And I'll give you a few of her highlights, you know, from her childhood. She was born Anna Mae Bullock, November 26th, 1939. So she was a Sagittarius. Tina was raised in Nutbush, Tennessee. Her parents had a tumultuous relationship, and both eventually left, forcing her and her sister to live with relatives. This early experience with instability foreshadowed the struggles she would later face in her adult relationships. Tina met Ike Turner as a teenager and joined his band. He soon became her mentor, then her husband, but their relationship was built on control, manipulation, and extreme domestic violence. Ike's abuse was not just physical, but psychological, using fear to keep her trapped. Despite this, she stayed for years, a choice often judged by those who don't understand the psychological hold, and I'll add spiritual hold, of abusive relationships. In 1976, Tina finally left Ike, fleeing a hotel with only 36 cents in her pocket and a gas station credit card. Her decision to walk away with almost nothing was a pivotal moment of self-liberation, proving that freedom was worth more than financial security or societal approval. After years of healing and rebuilding her career on her own terms, Tina found love again with Erwin Bach, a German music executive. Their relationship was gentle, loving, and respectful, the complete opposite of what she had known. They married in 2013 after being together for nearly 30 years, proving that love after trauma is possible. Later in life, Tina suffered from kidney disease. In a testament to pure love, Irwin donated one of his kidneys to her, extending her life and proving that love, when given freely, can be profoundly healing. Wonderful. A wonderful turnout for a wonderful lady. So, of course, hearing the song, I knew it wasn't just about, thinking about my own life and my own lessons and spirituality, but I think that someone out there, even if it's one person, but I think it's more than one, can relate to this situation. Maybe you are still in this situation. Maybe you've been in it and you've been judged for it, and you need some kind of, I won't say backing or support, but just an example of someone who went from battered, downtrodden, low self-esteem, low self-worth, to being a trendsetter, living happily ever after, if there ever is a happily ever after, making her own way in the world, setting her own, goals and surpassing them. If you needed some kind of person to look toward, to try to embody their spirit, I believe she actually practiced Buddhism. Yes, eventually. That was, I'm not sure if she stayed with that throughout her later years, but I know at one point it did get her through. So maybe you're traversing Buddhism at this time. I don't know, but this is for you, if that's the case. Let's see what messages we have here to come through that might help you. Start with the Soul Whispers Oracle. Thank you. Anything else? Okay. Thank you. Okay. We have career success. Retiring, fulfilled and accomplished, finding success in your career. Work gives you a sense of purpose. Yeah, you may want to focus on your career at this time. If you feel like you've been traumatized through a situation of abuse, or you feel like you need a way out and you don't know how to get out of the situation because of economic circumstances, you definitely would do yourself well to focus on a career track. Maybe you already have embarked in one, maybe you're in school, maybe you're working a job where you see some promotion so that you can get on your feet, but somehow career success is related to your success in moving forward. Next, we have Spirit Baby, lessons you learned from your childhood, meant to do great things. You will become a great parent in this life. You may be living out, similar to Tina, some of your childhood issues in this relationship, meaning like maybe low self-esteem or lower self-worth. At one point may have been something that aligned you with this experience, and now you are ready to leave this experience or put it behind you. Maybe you are out of it physically, you're not, but mentally and emotionally you are still held captive by your experience. And I think spirituality will be something that, like Tina, can bring you out of this, can allow you to really heal from it. And if you have children involved in the situation, then I think what this is saying is that you will become a parent in this lifetime. You are a parent in this lifetime, and that is your first commitment That is your first focus, is to protect yourself and your child or your children, and nothing else matters. So however you have to do it, you make it happen, where safety is first. Not keeping a family unit together, not what anyone else thinks, but providing safety for yourself and your child. And then next we have newborn soul. Novices of physical existence, basic life skills, survival. Yeah, traits, untamed child. Like, I think this is just reinforcing that message that I got from the Spirit Baby card, which is survival for you and your child. Or if this is what you did in order for survival for you and your child, then don't second guess it. Don't, resent yourself for it. Don't feel like you, well, maybe I didn't, if I had stayed, something. There's nothing there is nothing that you are supposed to do in a violent relationship, in a situation where someone else lives to control you, prohibit you, harm you in any way. There is no obligation under any circumstances for you to figure out any way to stay with them. Your only obligation is to figure out how to get away and stay away from them. That is your obligation. Let's see. Let's get a African Goddess Rising card for you. Let's see what kind of strength we can get from here. Too many. Secrets revealed. And self-sabotage. Okay. When I see secrets revealed, I don't think so much about you finding out secrets from someone else that makes you, this way or that way. I'm taking this as not secrets, but things about yourself that you probably have not realized, that you probably have not appreciated or looked at, becoming more obvious to you at this time. Maybe to help you move forward, maybe on your spiritual journey. It could be related to a career path, something about yourself that becomes illuminated for your better good. That's what I think of when I see this card. And self-sabotage, not allowing anything inside of you to talk you out of moving forward. Those fearful voices, those you can't do it, who do you think you are? Especially if you are traversing out of a lifetime experience of worth, lack of self-worth, lack of self-love, then this is new for you. Embracing those things about yourself that you didn't look at before. Honoring those things, putting them up high, even if no one else puts them up high, you do it. You honor your traits, you honor your strengths, you honor your wisdom, you honor the love you have within yourself for yourself and for your children, if that's the case, if children are involved also. And don't allow anything to self-sabotage you. Don't let those negative voices, anytime you get the negative voice, grab any kind of spiritual literature that you have, books, Bibles, Torah, or I don't know, get online, listen to something on YouTube. Just find anything you can to lift you out of that negative mind speak or mental talk. Just lift yourself out of that. Let's get a life purpose card to go along with career success. What kind of success can viewer expect? What kind of focus? What kind of life purpose or career or direction would be good for them? It will bring infinite abundance. You're fully supported as you devote yourself to your divine life purpose. Well, that's great to know. Infinite abundance from what? Or what would it possibly involve? Music. Your connection to music is healing for yourself and others. So maybe there's someone out there who is a singer, a musician. Maybe you play an instrument or you would be good at it. Maybe that's a secret that would be revealed about yourself. If you explore anything connected to music, maybe writing music. One more. Two, sensitivity. You're becoming more sensitive and need to make changes accordingly. Yes, as you become more spiritual, in line with your purpose, you may find that you're more of an empath, or that you are more sensitive to memories. Maybe traumas come to the surface that you have to deal with and heal. Maybe there's shadow work experiences ahead of you, or that you're enduring right now. But this card just means take special care of yourself throughout these sensitive moments. Love yourself even more. Treat yourself to more things. Indulge in self-care routines more. To allow yourself to heal. Or to just respect that you're sensitive. And that you may always be a sensitive person, and that's fine. And then we have career change. You're embarking upon a career that brings you the joy and abundance you desire and deserve. So your career will bring you lots of, they're basically confirming that message about the abundance that you desire and deserve. Whatever that career is for you. It may be a spiritual one. It may be a spiritual counselor. Something that you can use this experience for is most likely part of it. Something that you can draw on. All of this that you may feel like, why me? Why did I have to go through this? It allows you to, you'll use it. It won't go to waste. You'll use it. And let's get an angel message last. Listen to your intuitive feelings. Your body is receiving accurate messages from the divine. Yeah. So any intuition that you have about moving forward, career changes, self-care, if you're feeling like, okay, I'm overwhelmed right now, I'm feeling emotional, time to take a break from the world. Treat yourself to some kind of just me time, Listen to some music, maybe dive into an art project. Let your creativity flourish. One more. Two came out at the same time. Soul chakra came out with, have you asked your angels for help with this? Your angels want to help you with this situation. However, they require your permission before they can intervene in your free will choices. And throat chakra, the angels are helping you lovingly speak your truth. Maybe you need help speaking up for yourself. Whether it's because you're still in this situation of being with someone who is abusing you, or it's because you're still trapped within the emotions of it or the traumatic experience of it. If you need help to get out of it, ask for it. whether that's getting some kind of help from therapy, from the traditional sense, or spiritual guidance with a spiritual counselor, or just asking and praying to your angels for help with it. Maybe you are called to speak out on this. Ask your angels for help and direction on how to use your throat chakra to speak up on this issue for others, if that's what you feel called to do. Whatever the situation, the angels have your back. Abundance is here for you to, boon you in your future, in your children's future. So whoever you are, don't let any past experiences self-sabotage you. That's the main thing from this. Utilize everything that you can to move yourself forward, but do not stay stuck in a situation by any means that is harmful to you or your children. And look at Tina in her life for any inspiration that you might need, because I think that she was definitely inspiration to us all and never meant to be judged. Thank you for being here, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Love to everyone.